the play is basically about allegedly true life event that happened in Bosnia around 2014, or at least that's when the media came up with a story or started somehow reporting on it, about the collective pregnancy of 7 teenagers. So the girls went to a short school trip, and then it turned out that 7 of them came back home pregnant. This resulted in a media scandal, international media scandal, and I was rather appalled by harshness of response, of public response to this, whatever this might be. Later, it turned out that it might not have even happened. It turned out that it may have happened even 5 years before the moment when they started reporting on it. But the biggest impression I had is how strong patriarchy is in the area of Balkans, but also like Europe and worldwide, obviously, because the girls were somehow condemned as a group. They were condemned together with their whole families. They were even like cursed or somehow exempted from the society, although they somehow still remain fictional character and completely voiceless. And boys or whoever might have been that could have impregnated them was never even questioned. So like somehow by this we normalized male sexuality or from the early age on, and we condemned any possibility of articulation of a female desire and decision on her own body. So I decided somehow, although like of course this gesture of giving the voice to the voiceless is also kind of ideologically it could be problematic, but I mean artistically it was interesting. And I was then understanding that I might still treat them and need to treat them as fictional characters, not as documents, so that I can deal with this material. Why I wrote it? Because I felt very connected somehow intimately to the story. So it's the country I come from. It's okay, I was double their age when I was reading it, so I was around 26, 27, but I still felt that this kind of thing is even it has so many elements that are interesting for storytelling. I was completely used to seeing my work in other languages by this very fact that it actually did premiere in German. So like world premiere was already in some other language. But this was also very, very valuable experience for me, because from the beginning, I was somehow part of the process because we were all somehow separated, and it was a very specific process of staged reading and of encountering this translation now through staged reading, because we were anyhow all the time online, all of us, and we were all in our private spaces. So I mean, I really felt as part of the team, so I couldn't take any more or less part in this than anyone else, obviously, by being in my room. There is something about this privacy of spaces that really connects well to the thematic core of my piece. And I mean, for me, it was really very touching to simply meet these wonderful actresses, to meet Anna, the director, and the whole IBP team, because like I felt in this moment we really did our best, and even top of it, to somehow keep the theater going. But not only, it wasn't really just in the end like the product is not as I see it just like adjusting itself to COVID, but it's actually then working with the new circumstances in very clever way, in using the new media and like using the Zoom actually as something that might be more than fitting for the piece, even than the theater stage itself. So it was great to hear it in another language. It was useful to rethink of some formulations and sentences, and it was like very like heartwarming experience to see wonderful actresses, performers do this, and how it actually, of course, communicates. No matter like how local it might be in some sense, it's actually still, I think the text deals with this question of patriarchy and youth young female body that's actually obviously then ever pervasive and anyone could connect to it. I'm in Graz, Austria, in a writer's residency. And actually, I also have an American colleague, a composer from New York, who is also right now here, and other international artists. So we are staying in some kind of Catholic student dorm, which is also quite, I don't know, quite new for me and interesting in a way. And I'm trying to keep my spirit up. In Austria, the situation is better than it was or it is in Balkans or in Belgrade or in Bosnia, where I was in last months. So I kind of try to enjoy some freedoms that I have here, like going to a movie theater or like attending some art events that are happening here with restrictions, of course, and like with taking care of all the necessary measures. But it's been such a pleasure really just to be in movie theater after 6 months, or just to like, I don't know, attend an exhibition. It's like just really mind blowing. So it really tells me again, like, of course, of this importance of like just art in public sphere and in my life, and how I really, really, really have been missing it, and I really also need it now. So yeah, this is it. And the next projects, I'm working on several things at the same time, which I would also like to reduce or cut. But this is again now like the virtue of learning to how to say no to exciting things and collaborators when one simply does not have time. But I work on several shorter texts with friends. I'm somehow in more collaborative processes right now, and I'm about to write my first novel. I'm about to actually start writing it.